I'd like to tell you about a show of epic proportions.
I prefer me some magic when I'm trying to get in and out of houses, undetected. I prefer me some magic.
A show where the boundaries are pushed.
I like spam. Is there something wrong with that?
No, nothing at all. If you prefer meat with jelly on top of it, go right ahead.
I'd like to tell you about that show, but that is not this show. This show is the Fortean Slip, with host Chris York.
I have a tendency to go to dark places with my humor. It is what it is. It's not going to change anytime soon.
Co-host Steve Alcorn.
It was so earth-shaking and mind-blowing that even John Teeter in the future knows about it.
And reoccurring, ever-present special guest, Matt Knapp.
Yeah, somebody should have put out like a giant bug zapper and just ended that whole Mothman debacle.
A show that lacks taste, a filter, and listeners.
Are you listening? Are you like hearing the fucking fart?
Yeah!
Right, not just smelling it, you're hearing
Not just smelling. Audible as well.
That would be something else.
Whoa!
But
you
well,
have
I do.
parts that you can't tell if it was you or not?
Well, yeah, because...
What you are about to hear may be offensive, but we don't really give a fuck.
Good evening, and welcome to the Fortean Slip. Jesus. Well, yeah, it is. It's fucking Easter. Jesus. Son of God, supposedly. Tonight, it's... What fucking episode are we on?
I lost count.
I know this is a running gag at this point, but I fucking lose count.
But it's not.
It's not a fucking running gag. I fucking forget to check every fucking time.
It's not a gag at all.
30-something.
Yeah, it's 30-something. It's like a fucking old 80s TV show. This is episode 30-something. Someone went to Europa, and all I got was this lousy report. We all checked out the Europa Report, which was a movie that came out in 2013 about a trip to, is it Jupiter?
Oh.
Is it Jupiter?
Europa, I think.
I thought it was about,
No, the moon of... Is it Jupiter or is it
weird old
Saturn?
landlord.
I always forget what fucking planet it is. Yeah, it's Jupiter. Jupiter. Yeah, they
Jupiter,
go,
man.
They go Jupiter, man. It's fucking
Europa.
Jupiter. It's Europa, dude. But yeah, they go to Europa because, you know, they found water underneath. It's like the whole story of how they travel there, the amount of time that, you know, it takes to travel there, what they find, etc., etc. We are going to spoil the shit out of this, I'm sure. So if you have not seen this movie and you don't want it spoiled, I suggest you hit stop, go watch the fucking thing, and come back.
And we'll wait for you to do that now.
Yes. Yes.
Dramatic pause.
In real time.
In real time.
So what's been going on with you, Matt?
Lots of stuff. I got my feet wet and launching my own project recently.
Yeah.
A little webcast of my own, if you will.
Nice.
Yeah, it's called Bigfoot Revolution.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Not great, really. This guy, you know.
Fucking Alcorn, you fucking sometimes you can act like the dumbest son of a bitch on the fucking planet.
Don't blow my cover, Chris. Don't tell everybody it's an act.
Oh my god, that was good.
Yeah, I was being joined by Steve Alcorn on the show, but you can see because of his attitude, um, Phil Poling actually joined me of Pair Breakdown fame. And yeah,
No, I
we'll
was
be switching out co-hosts, rotating people out, and just talking shit about the Bigfoot world.
Nice. Yeah, the first episode I listened to it. It was nice. I did want to jam my fucking fist down Phil's throat when he started talking about them taxing the weather in Washington. I was going to agree with Mr. fucking what's his name, Mr. Rosie for like for 10 seconds. Oh God. No, it was a good maiden voyage you guys had there.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
But yeah, we watched the Europa Report, and I rewatched it, and I wasn't sure I was going to, but I did wind up because things got fucked up last week. We didn't record, and so we're doing it this week, and I had a chance before I was going to sleep this morning to after work to.
And it's also one of like 12 movies that Alcorn has actually watched.
Yeah, we got him to watch it.
Only because Chris got me to watch it, right?
Yeah. What did you think of the movie, Steve?
I didn't like it at all.
Really?
No, I didn't. It was hard to follow.
It got horrible reviews, but I thought it was a really good movie.
It was a great movie.
I mean, I liked the concept of the movie. I just didn't like the way it was done.
Now, did your girlfriend watch it with you?
My lovely, wonderful, best in the world girlfriend did watch it with me, yes.
Okay, you can stop laying that shit on. I just asked you a simple question, you fucking jackass.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay, all right.
If she ever listens to this show, I want her to think that,
By saying that
Listen,
she's
honey,
the best
he
girlfriend
just
in the world.
basically opened up your ass cheeks and ran his tongue down your fucking ass crack. So, okay, now that you've done that,
Lovely.
what did she think of the movie?
she thought it was okay.
She did.
That's basically all she told me. I mean, there was some suspenseful parts in there, and we were trying to guess the ending, of course, which I always do when I watch a movie.
Right.
And it drives people nuts. However, it did end a little differently than I expected it to, but, it was a good time watching it, but I wouldn't watch it again.
Really?
And
I watched
I don't
it for
think
the
she would
second
either,
time. I
so.
thought it was really good. I thought it was...
I think if I watched it again... If I watched it again, I might understand it a little bit better.
I
think
enjoyed it more
a couple times.
The second time around, even though like a lot of the plot twists were ruined because the first time you watch it, obviously, you know what happens to Charlton Copley's character, which you basically know early on that he's gone, but you don't know why.
Right.
And then as the film progresses, you learn what happened to him.
I think kind of a crazy aspect of the movie is, just the overall, I guess you would call it the plot of the movie, but the subject of the movie in specific is actually going on.
Right.
Like with the discovery of water, on other moons and planets and stuff, like this could theoretically happen.
Oh yeah, they just found that there's probably lakes on Enceladus, I think is how you pronounce it. Which is, I'm pulling a fucking Steve probably there. Which is another.
Yeah, didn't you do
I did a science minute about that. And that's another one of Jupiter's moons. I do believe there's Titan. Now they've just found that planet there, Kepler 186F-186F, which, I mean, now, if you're going to find a fucking planet, okay, that's the first planet that they're like, they said they found other planets that they think are in the Goldilocks zone or whatever, but this is like, I guess, the first one that's like definitively, I read the story.
Right size, the right area.
The right size, right area, whole 9 yards. and they call it 186. It's like, you want to get some people on board, crank that bitch up one more number, and call that motherfucker 187 on a motherfucking undercover cop.
Or just call it Wonderland.
Yeah.
Like,
Just give it a
how
fucking,
come we only
give
name
it a
the
fucking,
planets in our solar system?
give it a snappy fucking name.
Yeah, well, how come they always name other planets like a bunch of numbers and letters?
Yeah.
But yet we live on Earth, and there's Mars and Jupiter, and
I think they should call
Kepler
it Fortean.
4-639186.
It's the same.
G.
It's the same reason why, if there's like a disaster here at home, in the United States, we all freak out. We're like, oh my god! But if it happens far away, we're just like, that was in Japan.
Well, we send them money and stuff, but
That's
we don't really
why.
care.
That's why when it comes to naming those outlying fucking planets and stars, they don't give a shit. Nobody gives a sweet fucking shit about any of that stuff because it's not close to home.
But it could be the new Earth.
Hey,
It could
So you got to give it a
Okay.
better name than that. And I vote for Alcornia.
shut the
be
fuck up.
Alcornish game hen.
Oh no, shut. Do not
I want
fucking
to.
play into his bullshit
Why?
because it's horrid.
It's fun to go down the rabbit hole sometimes.
Listen,
Alcornia is
listen,
a great name.
Listen, I fucking just because I sent the Chip Chipperson fucking video, by the way, which
Oh,
if
no.
nobody's
Oh,
seen
yeah.
this fucking thing, Opie from the Opie and Anthony show made this little video of Jim Norton doing Chip Chipperson and did it to the Pharrell song Happy. It's hilarious. Look up Opie Radio on YouTube.
I don't even listen to Opie and Anthony, and I have no clue who the guy is, but it was still hilarious.
It's
So
fucking
that's
funny.
how good it was.
But yeah, so they go to Europa. The premise of the movie is that they undergo their mission, or they get going on their mission. They're so many months in, they're so far away, they lose communications with Earth.
Oops.
And
Oh, damn it.
but they are still going. Nothing. I mean, the only thing they did was lose communications because of some like solar flare or something. And at this point in the movie, you know that this shit's happened, but the way that they filmed it, you're seeing stuff that's happening later on and earlier
Right.
on.
Kind of like a debriefing about the recorded video and audio from the mission or something.
Right. So you don't know what's happened to, like I said, Charlton Copley's character yet. You don't understand what happened to the guy from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy, the original movies. It's Michael something. I'm not even going to attempt to fucking pronounce his last name.
And it's not Rappaport.
Yeah, it's not Rappaport.
Although he would have been great in this.
He's
movie.
not nearly that tall.
Michael Rappaport.
So, see, you fucking brought up Michael Rappaport, and now I gotta go with fucking Copland.
Completely derailed you.
I fucking gotta go with Copland. Michael Rappaport.
Oh, yeah.
Copland. All right, we can go back. Okay, so
True Romance.
no, I go fucking Copland every time. Because he was...
Okay.
What did they call him in Copland? What was his name? He had like a nickname. No, he had a nickname. Like,
Yeah, douchebag.
no, because he was like the Golden Boy or something. Superboy.
Firecrotch.
He was Superboy.
Yeah, Superboy. Right.
I'm
They
lost.
They were hiding Superboy. Yeah, see, because this isn't a movie you haven't seen. Okay, back to the Europa Report. Now that we've had fucking ADD moment number 23 on this fucking show. Yeah, so we don't know really what's happened with those two characters, Charlton Copley and the guy from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy, whose name I can't pronounce. Which he is there still, but he's fucked up. Like, he's all disheveled. He's, like, unshaven. Everybody else is, like, clean-shaven, and including all the women. And
He was like scurrying around in the air ducts and stuff.
Right, he's just like fucking wacko.
Eating his own feces.
And the science officer and the captain are like having little, fucking meetings like, hey, what's going on with him? What do we do? Fucking Andre.
And he's like, I can hear you. I'm right here. We're in a really small shuttle.
Yeah. So, and then as the movie progresses, you find out what happened, that Charlton Copley's character, that when the communications array went down, they had to go outside to try and fix it. That, kind of got fucked up, but it wasn't anything major, except that the Andre, I'm still going to refer to him as the guy from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy, gets a hole in his suit, so he's got to get put in, and
wait.
What?
Nothing major happens. The guy got a hole in his suit.
Yeah, nothing major.
In outer space, that will kill you, though.
No, that's nothing.
That's major.
That's nothing. No, he got in. He was all right. So anyway.
Oh,
they had duct
he
tape.
did get in.
Yeah, they should carry duct tape, fucking gorilla tape. So anyway.
Super glue. Something.
As Charlton Copley is bringing him in, he got some fucking chemical shit on him that they can't get off him, so they have to make the decision to lock him outside of the spaceship, and he floats off.
Yeah, that hydraulic fluid stuff.
Right, they can't get it off him.
Then he
It's
drifts
going to
off
contaminate
and
the
he
whole
dies.
ship, so he's fucked. But miraculously, the other guy didn't get anything on him. And he was standing.
Yeah, how did that happen?
And he was standing right there. That was kind of like a hole in the movie, if you ask me. However,
I think
it served their purpose.
I think kind of like putting him in quarantine because he got a stain on his suit was kind of a hole in the movie too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, I understand how they explained it, but come on, really? You're flying all the way to the moon of Jupiter, and this will screw you. It's going to contaminate the whole system. But anyways, I'm sorry.
No. Take the reins, motherfucker.
Well, don't they have airlock yet where they could just quarantine him and he could die in there, and then they could just flush his body or something?
He wasn't dying, though.
Well, yeah, but if he got contaminated, he would.
There's all kinds
Apparently,
of things
that's what
that
the
they could
contamination
do.
does.
All kinds of things that they could do.
They could have got the Russian dude in first, and then,
Listen, we've all seen the little fucking stupid how The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings should have been done with the fucking just get the eagles, fly there right off. It's a huge plot hole. It's fucking
Yes.
horrible. We know, okay? We got it.
But it was cool to see the guy die in his suit floating in space. So that was
Right.
good.
And Matt and I were talking about this earlier, and then they get to Europa, and things get fucked up, and then obviously, well, not obviously, I guess if you don't know, there's a creature underneath the ice on Europa, and they, of course, have contact with this creature. I loved how they did it. It was very much like Alien. It was without the fact that in Alien you had the alien pretty much the entire movie.
Right.
Well, this all you got was light. You seen it flashes of light and shit.
Yeah,
You
it
didn't
was
see what
bioluminescent, but
Right, but it was
overall
very-
tone, and they're not really showing you anything.
Right.
Have you ever seen the movie Alien?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Yes, he's asking you.
'Cause I wouldn't be asking Matt. I know the answer.
No.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
geez.
See, this is another thing. We're gonna have to see now. We got to sit down and fucking make Steve watch Alien and Prometheus and just.
We're gonna have to do a show on Alien because it's such a great movie.
Oh, it's
And
fucking
I know
great
everybody's
flick.
already seen it, but I want to be able to sit around and talk about it for an hour. So.
Right.
You know, I've seen a lot of movies in my time. You know, I saw Harvey
Murphy's
Valley
Romance.
I saw
Any which way but loose.
no, I saw Footloose.
The new one or the old
I saw
one?
the Superman, the original Superman movies, all of them. from the 70s. Those ones.
Kneel before Zod.
I saw
You've
those.
seen all the original Superman movies, but you're talking about the Europa Report's hole in the plot.
Yeah,
And I've seen.
he
I've seen the
turned
Dukes of
back
Hazzard.
time by flying the Earth backwards.
And it didn't kill
It was
anybody.
great, though. Who would have thought of that? I mean, I thought that was great.
He can do that,
Um,
yet Zod can whip his ass. Okay.
yeah.
I'm just saying, I have seen movies, just not all movies, like you guys have. That's all.
Not all
And he's like
movies.
not impervious
But
to like
all right,
cheap.
and this derails me again. Matt, have you seen The Winter Soldier yet?
No.
Oh my fucking
Sorry.
god!
Anywho,
That's all I'm gonna say. See that movie, everybody. But anyway, yeah. So they, the creature, you don't see it very much. I love how they did the end little shot.
Right.
I didn't like that at all.
You
You didn't like the scene where they actually show the creature?
Yes, because it was a freaking giant squid or something. They could have come up with something better than that. It's just...
a giant radioactive squid, and you're bummed out.
With like
I was
multiple
expecting
colored and controlled bioluminescence, like it reminded me of those things off the Matrix.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen The Matrix. But anyway, I mean, come on. They could have
If
been...
anybody knows is someone that can read the news, that's seen a few movies, Fortean Slip.
Okay, so we're on this moon. There's a creature that lives in water or whatever you want to call. I guess it's water.
Under ice. It is
Under
water.
ice.
It is water.
And-
They basically said that it was water.
Right.
Well, there was water under the ice, yes.
Which
But the ice wasn't as
well,
thick as they thought it was. Remember that part.
the point, I mean, what kind of creature would you have liked to see under there, Steve?
I don't know, something different, something that doesn't exist on Earth. And I realized the bioluminescence and all that shit.
That is not something that exists on Earth.
A giant squid does.
It had multiple arms. That didn't make it a squid.
Well, that's what it looked like.
Steve's hard to please.
He is.
It's fucking hard to please.
He's a little grumpy about this movie.
There's something going on here. I give him the
flashback
Elvis
movies
episode,
anyhow,
and the
but-
motherfucker wants a mile. That's what it is.
I mean, it could have been. I don't know. I just expected to see something that didn't resemble something that we have here. Resemble, I said.
So you wanted like Cloverfield underneath it.
I don't know.
You haven't seen
He
Cloverfield,
never
have
saw.
you?
He never
No.
saw Cloverfield.
Oh, jeez.
I don't even know what that is. I thought you were referring to a field of clover.
Oh, my God.
Oh boy.
Okay, so, yeah,
All
they
right, yeah.
discover that there's this creature under the ice because of bioluminescence.
Yeah,
And, like, the ice, it's going to break.
and the creature's like radioactive, but that's not impressive enough for Steve.
Oh, I like the radioactive part, and I like the fact that it has like flashy lights on it and stuff. But
The fact that
The
it had
fact
a main
that it had
body,
flashy,
multiple arms coming off of it.
flashy
That's what it
lights.
well, it's bioluminescent. It's got flashy lights.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
But I like that stuff, because that's different. But
But what if what you saw at the end was just one arm of the creature? What if that was just the creature's hand? You don't really know. So maybe it was something
that would
crazy
make
that we
would
don't
make a
have.
difference. That
Well,
would make a big
okay,
difference.
I'm telling you now, that's what it was. It was just the one hand of the creature.
Okay, well then I like this movie then.
There you go.
Changed my mind. You convinced me.
So the part I hated about the movie, the one part that just absolutely did it for me, was the "we're all going to make it" part. where they escape the moon just to crash moments later.
Oh, yeah. No.
No, I like that part. Because that was a plot twist. That was good. I really did. That was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Of course.
Because up until the point where you realize that she was just recording what was going on at the time, because at first you would think that, she made it, obviously, because it's like she's giving a debriefing,
When ultimately all she did was make sure that they got the information.
Right, but you didn't know that through the whole movie. That I really liked about that movie, and then the fact that, then it explained why they didn't make it. So I like that part, actually.
But they could have just had the creature, come up through the ice and mess up the rockets or something on the ship, and
that would have been
that
cool,
entire
too.
thing.
Yeah, that would have been cool, too. And then we would have got to see more of the creature, more than just its hand.
Yeah, but see,
to me, there was just a whole lot into the launching off of the planet and re-crashing back onto it. There was just so much there that it just didn't seem like it was really
needed. Steve isn't happy
needed.
unless the creature comes out and shakes everybody's hand. And
he wants everybody to die.
Everybody sings "You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine."
Fuck you, Steve.
Hello, my darling.
I knew I'd get that in there somewhere.
Go fuck yourself. On that note, final thoughts. Thumbs up, thumbs down, good movie, bad movie. I thought it was a great movie. Way better than what I expected it to be. Somebody had recommended it to me a long time ago. And I watched it, and it was way better than what I thought it was going to be. And when we had talked about watching it, I was like, yeah. So I was down for rewatching it, and it's a good flick.
Like we were saying earlier, I mentioned that the fact that it had the creature aspect, but then it also had the psychological aspect to it too. I like that. I like it as kind of an homage to Ridley Scott, and what he did with the whole Alien franchise.
Right.
Or at least the first one. And for that reason, I give it a thumbs up.
Can I give it a sideways?
A
sideways?
A sideways thumb? I kind of liked it, but I kind of didn't.
You kind of
like it? It was a thumbs down if you want to.
I don't want to give it a thumbs down. It was okay. It was not a horrible movie. It wasn't.
You already said you didn't like it. You started out saying you didn't like. This is the Europa Report right now.
It wasn't that movie.
We all getting ready to die. He was going to make sure that our message reaches everybody.
It was no, Smokey and the Bandit or anything, but it was okay.
Are you telling me that Smokey and the Bandit would be a thumbs up movie for you?
For me, it would.
Absolutely. I like Smokey and the Bandit. Don't get me wrong, but that movie is not a good movie.
It was a great movie.
I'm gonna smack your mama right in the mouth.
So anyway, I get a 3/4 thumbs up.
Give me a Diablo ham sandwich and a Dr. Pepper and make it snappy. I'm in a goddamn hurry.
Half a thumbs up.
Half a thumbs up from Steve Alcorn. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Alcorn, half a thumbs up brings you the news.
All right, and our first story from, I can't even pronounce the name of this website, leicestermercury.co.uk. Amateur ghost hunters claim to have made contact with the spirit of someone called Richard during a seance at a house with connections to Richard III. The 12 members of Haunted Heritage recorded a spooky encounter at Donington-le-Heath Manor House last year, but said they did not want to publicize it at the time due to the furor surrounding the discovery of the remains of the king. Medium Gil Hilbert, 56, from Well, maybe. Colville said the name Richard was especially significant because the group was standing next to the bed in which the monarch was reported to have spent his last night before riding out to meet his end at Bosworth in 1485. The audio clip clearly captures a man's voice saying, Richard, in response to the question, what is your name? Gill, who works at a leisure center during the day, said it was in the main room upstairs in the manor house.
At night.
It was coming up to the witching hour. We had been there since 8 p.m., and at about 11:45 p.m. we started the call-out session.
Also known as a completely different time on the other side of the world.
We were standing in the dark, but there was a bit of light coming in through the window. Gill asked whether anyone was there and for them to come forward. She switched on the ghost box, a modified radio which allows spirits to speak through the white noise.
A ghost box.
I love the ghost box.
She said, then we heard the name Richard. It was so clear.
Pretty sure I had a girlfriend with one of those ones that would disappear on occasion. That was a bad no, stop for a second. I need to, like, seriously know that was a horrid fucking joke. Okay, you can continue.
Okay. I can continue? All right. The night was uneventful up till then. We had a few knocks and bangs, but when that came through, it was the icing on the cake. The part-time paranormal investigators were at the manor house near Colville in October. Gill said it was one of the best examples of paranormal contact they had experienced. He said the recording was so clear it was graded A, the top level, in the electronic voice phenomenon chart.
By the USDA.
Phenomenon.
They had a grading system.
Asked him his name. He was like, Dick.
From theolympian.com. Some Olympia residents are baffled by a mysterious humming sound that not everyone can hear. Dale Phillips said he hears a low-frequency drone that occurs like clockwork,
Actually,
typically
someone was just playing the Hobbit movie at a local theater, and they were singing the song.
Although the sound surfaces at other hours with varying intensity.
It happens at the same time every night whenever his wife goes to the bathroom.
It has become a real bothersome issue, said Phillips, who recently purchased a home near Sunrise Park in West Olympia. At this point, I feel like I can't live there. Phillips has canvassed his neighborhood to find the sound's source. He once contacted Tacoma Rail to see if the hum came from the trains that idled on the tracks. Last week he
whenever the humming stops, his wife mysteriously says, "Honey, where are the batteries?"
Last week he approached a man who was pressure washing sidewalks at night, but for now he can only speculate. Everyone might not hear it, Phillips said, but it is there. Phillips voiced his frustrations about the noise in a recent letter to the Olympian that attracted a handful of responses but no concrete answers. City staff has been unable to locate hum-related complaints, said spokeswoman Kathy Butler. Possible sources for the hum are HVAC units on buildings, power stations, underground or overhead wires, neighbors with heat pumps, ships at port, or even failing traffic signals, Butler said. Dave Cedarberg contacted Phillips about the hum, which he encountered about 10 years ago while living on Cushing Street in West Olympia.
Or if you're asking Matt Knapp, it's his wife's vibrator.
You know.
The mystery noise sounded like rumbling trains and would wake Cedarberg at night. He finally got into his car and tracked down a possible source, parking lot sweepers that went to work after the stores closed near Capitol Mall. And in our final story from KTUU.com. In recent weeks, a Southwest Alaska legend has shown legs, or at least feet, if you believe those who say they've seen the hairy man. Also known as, I'm going to butcher this, Yuli, and depicted as a hermit with a large feet. The story of the hairy man is similar to that of the Sasquatch. With the Delta Discovery newspaper's recent series of published hairy man stories from the area, the long-told tale has become a bit more hair-raising. Don Kapanak and his, I'm trying to make that sound really Alaskan, Kapanak, and his nephew were...
Conopak?
What is set netting? Set netting for whitefish on the, Tarampernack River on a fall afternoon in 2011 when he said he saw the hairy man.
We would like to apologize to all the citizens of Alaska.
Kapanak tells the story at his kitchen table in Bethel. He illustrates it with a pencil drawing he made of the area where they saw the hairy man. The two were approaching their net, and they saw someone walking through the willows on the bank. Kapanak says the willows and brush would have been taller than he was, but this creature that looked like a man could easily see over the top of the foliage. Kapanak first registered it as a person until he saw that this creature was larger, hairier, and not wearing any clothes. Kapanak said this creature didn't act like a person. If he were from camp, he would wait for us, Kapanak said. The two fishermen watched the creature for about 10 minutes until they moved along the river, and then the creature moved out of sight. While watching, it was difficult to comprehend what they saw, but Kapanak said when they discussed it later, they decided it must have been the hairy man.
Must
be.
Kapanak
Kapanak's story is one of many that have been published in the Delta Discovery for more than a year. What's different about Kapanak's story is that he let the paper publish his name. Many witnesses leave their name off their account, not wanting to be tied to these strange encounters. I say my name and I believe what I see, Kapanak said. Kapanak said before the Delta Discovery started publishing stories, he hadn't heard a lot about the hairy man. Most of the stories are published with anonymous witnesses. Even the illustrator that creates drawings for the paper wants to be only known as Al. Kapanak says he doesn't have theories about the creature he said he saw. I don't know where they live. I don't know how they survive, he said. Despite the sighting, Kapanak said he wasn't scared when he saw the hairy man because the creature isn't known to try to hurt people. To him, the story is simple. I saw what I saw, he said. I'm not trying to defend it or anything.
This would be an entirely different story if this guy was like an 8-year-old little boy. Just saying. Naked hairy man approached me.
That is the news, fellas.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That.
What?
Yeah. No.
Well, you are right, Matt.
You're absolutely right.
If a naked, hairy man approached
Better observation
would be a
ghost
total...
If a naked hairy man approached me, I would assume I was at, like, I don't know.
Just kill it.
Hey, listen. According to Mr. Rosie there, Phil Poling has a toupee. And he's a bear.
Oh, is that where that comment came from?
Yeah.
That went over my head.
This has been episode 32, by the way I checked.
Oh, wow. Well, that's good.
Somebody went to Europa, and all I got was this lousy report. Thank you for joining us. Go check out Dread Fun and Matt's new show, Bigfoot Revolution.
Awesome show,
but Matt requires that you touch yourself while you listen to his show.